All right, everybody, welcome to the first week of boot camp. This is the Command Lead Generation Boot Camp. If you haven't already figured it out, every Wednesday this month, we're going to talk about different strategies of generating leads on and through Command. We have multiple different offices on here, so whichever office you're in, I have negotiated with all of your team leaders that if you are attending all of these trainings and you make any effort at doing any of them throughout the month, you will be able to get a $25 reimbursement that will allow you to get 25 bucks back for any of the ad spend you get. So I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but I will tell you with a lot of the things inside of Command, 25 bucks could be 25 leads. And if one of those is a closing or a lead or anything good, we're in good shape. So by the end of the month, I want to make sure that you guys definitely try that. Today, we're going to cover landing pages because people are still not getting this right. We're going to talk about them and explain them and go over how to build them and everything here shortly. Then next week, we are going to do mass email. So if you haven't been in Command recently, there's a mass email feature that works really great that allows you to actually be able to email large quantities of people, up to 5,000 right now for free. If you want to go more than that, you can pay a small fee to be able to do so. The week after, the third week of the month, we are going to do direct mail. So if you want to learn anything about direct mail, we're going to cover that. And then the last week of the month, we are going to do a class on social posts and Facebook ads. So over the course of all four of these, you're going to really learn all the key strategies that are inside of Command to be able to generate leads. And my goal is that you leave each one of these and take action and actually get out there and do some of these. So today we're going to talk about landing pages. And for some of you that have been to a lot of my tech classes in the past, we talked a lot about landing pages. Then when all the DocuSign stuff came up and we were transitioning out of .loop and new commissions and all that stuff, I feel like it really got lost and everybody just focused on that. And the truth is, of everything we have, landing pages is free, which is good. So you don't need the reimbursement for this, but landing pages is free, which is a plus. And it is probably the oldest form of internet lead generation and the most popular form of lead generation and still works today. Sites like Amazon use lead pages and landing pages at a very high level. If you've ever been on Amazon, the very first time you go on Amazon is the only time you get a non-customized, non-landing page version of Amazon. Literally the very first time. And then as soon as you start typing in what you're looking for, whether it's shoes or tools or watches or handbags or clothes or whatever it is that you buy on Amazon, from then on out, you have a custom experience. And everything you land on becomes a landing page to capture a couple things. So in our business as real estate agents, we're always looking to capture information, right? We want to capture a buyer or a seller or an investor or a tenant's first name, their last name, their email address, their phone number, and whatever else we can. And sites like Amazon are trying to capture your credit card information, right? They're trying to figure out how they can persuade you to buy something and then get you to pay for it. So it's the same strategy. Landing pages really have only been big in real estate for the last couple of years, but they've been around on internet lead generation forever. So what I want you to make sure that you understand about this too is that landing pages and websites are two totally different things. So in my opinion, the website, truthfully, really is a thing of the past. Everybody still has websites. I understand that, and they're important to some. But truthfully, the single page original website, yourname.com is kind of a thing of the past. That's a spot to get very general information or to prove that you're in business. But the landing page is what we're going to cover today, is how you're going to actually capture leads. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. A lot of people spend a lot of time in real estate and a lot of money trying to figure out how to capture leads. And the truth is, if you're not driving traffic to a website, you're never going to beat Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, or any of those things. So, the individual website is not as important as people think that it is. However, these landing pages that you make that are just one-page lead capturing tools that are delivering value, delivering content are important. And I want you guys to make sure you understand that. And I really want you to get trying these, right at the end of the class today. So I'm going to give you kind of a formula or a format that I use for landing pages. It's the simplest one possible, so everyone will be able to follow along and understand it. It's the simplest one to build, and it has the most results. So I see some people making these landing pages that are 10 screens long, and the truth is that will never work. I know in your head it might, but it won't. So what I want you to see or understand kind of first is the difference between websites and landing pages. So in Command, if you haven't been in here recently, you're going to notice they did a refresh on the icons a little over a week ago now. So if you don't know what any of them mean or you're confused, always hit the little red KW button and it's going to show you shortcuts. And when you go to consumer, you're going to actually be able to find your actual website, which is a standalone website that's for you, and then landing pages, which is what we're going to cover today. But I just want you to understand the difference. So when we go to agent site pages, we're going to actually see our website. So this is just like a test one that I have up and running. I'll kind of show you what is on here just so you kind of get the idea and understand what the websites look like nowadays. If you haven't been on any of these classes or built any of these things out, you probably don't have the most updated version of the website. If you haven't done that, it's okay. I don't want you to stress over that. I can't tell you how many agents we get that are new-ish agents that are afraid to get into action or afraid to get into motion because their website isn't set up. And I just need you to get past that because it's really not a big deal. This is what the websites look like nowadays. There's an IDX kind of page in the front, an interested form, and then you can actually create all these different pages on every one of these. So the goal and the reason it's so simple like this is it's made to look like Boomtown and Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com, where it's just quick search to be able to capture. But what we're going to cover today is all of these landing pages. So when we actually go to landing pages, you're going to see I have a bunch of these. I create them all the time and mess around with them for classes. There's actually 6 versions of landing pages right now that are actually out in the world and that work. If you hang in till the end, I will give you the YouTube link that shows you how to build them. So if today is too fast or if you want to go back to be able to work on them, you can do that. But I just want you to kind of understand the important ones. So there's a couple of key ones right now and what they're looking like and how they're created. I want you to see them. So one of them allows you to use video. So any kind of video that you have, you can actually create a landing page that has a video on it. And it looks nice and clean. It might take a second to load here, but looks nice and clean. The whole part of the landing page is just the video. And what you'll see is kind of my formula for landing pages. And if you're taking notes or wanting to do this, I just want you to write this down. The simplest form of a landing page is going to be a 3-piece landing page. And I can't stress that enough. It's 3 pieces. It's not any more. It's not any less. It's 3 pieces. And those 3 pieces, while everybody might do them in a slightly different way or organize them a different way, that's okay. You can kind of make it look how you want. But when it breaks down into 3 separate pieces, I just want to share you what those are. The top, if you can see my mouse, the top third or the top little bit is some kind of branded header. And what that means is that it's something that shows your brand, your name, your phone number, your picture, as much or as little information as you want to share, but something that's branded to you at the top of the page. So right away when they see this page, they know who it's coming from, the phone number, the email, all that kind of stuff. The middle or the meat of these landing pages, the biggest part, the most important part is the piece of content. So in this option that we're doing, it's the video, and this video is embedded right in here. You can just click and it will play right away and go through the whole video. You should have a YouTube account to make this easier. There's ways around that, but you really want to have a YouTube account. And then the bottom, this grayed out part, is a lead capture form. So part 3 is lead capture form. And this is how we're going to generate leads, right? So the whole reason that we're doing these landing pages is strictly to generate leads. So when we look at this, again, the 3-piece breakdown, some kind of a branded header, which is the top, the meat or the bulk of the content is going to be the middle, which is going to be your landing page. And then the bottom third of it is going to be the lead capture form. So we want to deliver who we are, what we're trying to show off, and if they're interested, we want to capture a lead. So this is an example of a video landing page. I'm going to show you a couple other options that are good for generating leads. There's some in here that are not really for generating leads, more for retention, but we're not going to push too hard on those. I believe this one should be a listing page. Yeah. So this one is a listing page. This one is important because this is showcasing a listing. It could be your listing. It could be a business partner's. It could be somebody in the offices that you got permission from. But you'll notice same kind of pattern, right? The top piece is a branded header, something to do with the property address and branding. The middle piece, or that bulk piece of content that we were talking about here, is the listing in this case. So it's an actual listing. And you'll see there's a showcase of all the pictures, all that fun stuff. And then the bottom, again, is the lead capture. So I use this format and this strategy on all of my lead pages. All my stuff is this same kind of thing. So that format or that template is the one that I'm always working off of. So again, we did the video one. We did the listing landing page one. And then there's the Market Snap, which is probably the other best option to use for generating leads through landing pages. And this one is when we're going to pick a neighborhood or an area that we work regularly when we're trying to either attack that area, if we're trying to do some farming, or if we're trying to maybe capture a buyer or a seller in that area. So what this one does, same idea, same format, top third or top piece is branded. The middle piece, the content, is what we call a market snap. It shows what's active right now, how many are pending, average days on the market, prices, all that fun stuff. And then the bottom, again, is a lead capture form. So I'm going to show you how to make all three of these. There are more options. Like I said, there's 6, but the other ones are really not geared towards generating leads as they are as much of, one of them is for generating testimonials or reviews. One of them is for your app. And one of them is kind of like a brag page. It's called the Neighborhood Expert page. So those things are great, but they're not, they're not helping you generate leads. And that's the point of this class. So you've seen those 3 landing pages. I just want to show you how to make them now, and we'll go through each one, how to make them. So when you are on the home screen,
are there any for generating seller leads? Like I know with conversion, we were able to do like a home valuation landing page.
There's not a home valuation page in here. The Market Snap is, we've been using Market Snap to generate listing leads with Facebook ads, kind of connecting one to the other. So you could do it that way, but there is no home valuation one yet. I think that's going to come, but there isn't one yet. So when you're home, from the home page to get in and build these things, again, if you want to click the little shortcut, you can. And to actually get into building these, we're going to go to the Consumer tab. Should be second from the bottom. If you're on the newer update, it's going to say Consumer. If you're on the older update, it might say Landing Pages or Sites. When you actually get here, it's going to default to putting you in landing pages. So it's kind of underlined in teal here. On the top right, we're going to hit the button that says Create a New Site. And then we're going to get 2 options. So on my agent site is if you want to work on building out your website. That is not what we're going to do today. For the purpose of creating these landing pages, we're going to do as a standalone page. So for any of the options of the ones that I showed you, the video, the listing, or the Market Snap, we're going to pick as a standalone page. And then we're going to go to Create Page. And when we get into Create Page, it's going to pop us open a new window where we can build these things. And you're going to see some of the tools that I was talking about here on the right side. So on the right, you're going to see, I just want to explain these widgets and then I'll show you how to build. So agent branding and branded header. Agent branding is a thicker one. You can kind of see it's fatter than the other one I was using. There's a little more information on it. It has your office address, your license number, all that kind of stuff. Personally, I don't love the look of this one. I just don't like the dead space in some of it. So I don't like this one, but if you do, it's all good. I use the branded header one. This is the one I was showing you before. We can configure this, change up the names, change the title, all that kind of stuff. So those are kind of the options for the first section. Then there's your lead form, which is what we have been showing at the bottom. That lead form allows you to actually capture leads. The only thing you can change in here is the line that says interested, let's talk. You can customize that, and I'll show you how in a little bit. But the other fields here, they go right into command. They actually land right in command. So you can't customize those because when someone puts it in, they go to command, they go to Kelly, plugs in the first name, the last name, the email, and the phone number right in that contact for you so that you have the ability to work it. And then the 6 content pieces that we've been talking about, we talked about listing, right? We talked about Market Snap, we talked about video. And the other 3 are if you want to do the app, a testimonial capture, meaning if you want to send somebody something to give you a review, or a local expert tool. For the purpose of generating leads and this bootcamp strategy that we're doing, we're going to focus on listing, Market Snap, and video. So let's dive into listing first. What I like to do personally is I like to work backwards on these. The tool is a little finicky, especially if you're not on a big monitor. So I'm on a second or third monitor here. If you're on like a laptop screen or something, it's a little harder to work on this. So what I like to do is I like to work from the bottom up because it makes everything, the organizing and the sorting and everything a little bit easier. So for me, I go with lead form first because I want that to actually be my bottom piece. So I click and hold, grab lead form, and then I just drop it anywhere in this white canvas. And when I drop that there, you're going to see widget not configured in these, and that's okay. And now I want to grab my next piece, which is going to be my piece of content. So if I click on listing, You're going to see when I click and drag this one, it's going to try to put it towards the bottom. You're going to see a lime green line either here or slide up here. That lime green line is exactly where the tool is going to drop. So when I click on listing and move it over, if you see that lime green line towards the bottom here, that's where it would go. I don't want it to go at the bottom. I want it to go up. So I'm going to drag and slide it up, and you will see it move. And once it moves up there, then I can drop. I just release, and it will drop that on. The default is always in Austin, Texas. That's where Keller Williams was founded, if you didn't know that. So don't worry about that. We're going to customize that as well. And then I'm going to pick which header I want to use. I like the branded header, so I'm going to click that and drop it at the top. And then I have all three forms, or all three pieces of this done. And if you notice, I'm clicking publish page on the top right. It actually won't let you publish unless you're customized and you have it together. So you can't really make a mistake on this, so don't worry about it. What I would do is I would name the landing page. So in this one, if we're doing a listing, whatever address you're going to do, I'm going to call it that. And then we can actually—
Wait, where were you? Sorry, Ryan, where were you just typing to say, like—
on the very top left, there's a little pencil.
Oh, okay.
So if you click on that little pencil, it allows you to edit in there.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, no problem. So again, it's not letting me publish still, so don't worry if you made a mistake or if you're lost here. And you're always going to see this Austin house, so people always get stressed out about that, but don't. It's not a big deal. On the bottom right, where it says configure widgets, we're going to click on that. And that is what's actually going to allow us to customize. So if I click configure widgets, you're going to see at the very top, it says 1 through 3. That branded header 1 through 3 part means that I have 3 pages that I need to customize for this to work. So if you see header text first, that's the piece that's going to go right here, kind of above the picture. So this, usually I would say either the address or, you know, contact me for a tour or whatever. I'm going to put that in. It pulls your information from your marketing profile. So if you have a 10-year-old headshot like me, it'll pull that. It'll pull your name, your phone number, your email. If you want to edit or adjust those in any way, you can do that here, but it just pulls that automatically for you. If you have a team logo or anything you want to drop in, it will put a team logo next to this KW logo. So if you have a logo that you use personally and you want to put in there, you can do that. If not, you hit save and apply. And it will kind of refresh that piece. And then you'll see it will brand that, and then we'll be able to move on to the next piece. So you see it did that for me. Now we can move on to number 2. So if I click the right arrow, it takes me to number 2, where it asks me to select a listing. So I'm going to hit browse listings. And what will happen is in the beginning, it just kind of shows you everything, which is a little bit of a lot, I know. Does anybody have an active listing that they can just give me an address for real quick that I can use?
Use 12379 Landrum Way, Boynton Beach.
LAN, what was the address?
DRUM.
LANDRUM?
Yeah, Landrum Way in Boynton.
There we go, perfect. So you'll type in the address for your listing and it will come up and you can see, all right, Mindy's there, Keller Williams, Wellington, MLS number, all that stuff. When I hit select, it's gonna auto-populate all of this stuff. It might take a second. But it's going to change everything from where I see the Austin stuff to all of Mindy's stuff or all of your stuff, whoever it is. So it'll always just pick whatever you have as the first picture from the MLS as the default, but you have the ability to change all that, right? So I can go through here and say, okay, maybe I like this picture better and I can change that. Or custom image is if I want to add one. The good thing is it also pulls all my information out of the MLS. So I don't need to do any manual data entry here. I just pick the picture I want to start with. That's going to be this little headline picture. And later down the page, I'll show you, there's still going to be a slideshow of all the pictures that you have. So don't get stressed out about which one to pick. Ideally, the sexiest, best looking picture is what you want to pick because that is what is going to make people click or continue on. So whichever picture it is that you like, click it and then hit save and apply. And you saw, if you notice on the top right, the publish page just lit up because I don't have to customize the landing page if I don't want to. I'm going to show you how to do it, but I don't have to if I don't want to. So it took the listing picture that I suggested. It plugged in all of her information. It plugged in her MLS listing. It made a slideshow out of all of her listing pictures that she had. It pulls all the details and the features out of the MLS. It does the map. And then the bottom piece is the lead form, which is what I was showing you guys earlier. If I click the right arrow on the top right and go to section 3 of 3, it's going to bring me in there where I can customize this. Again, the only part of this field that you can actually customize is the spot that allows you to change this interested let's talk, because everything else feeds directly into command, directly into Kelly, so you can work those leads. So if I go header text, I can make it say whatever I want. When I hit save and apply, it will fix that. And then now all 3 of these pages are done, and I can actually publish this. So I'm going to publish it just so you see, and then I'll take it down. But so I spelt Main Street wrong because I'm a winner, but you see that it's on the top. Second part is the content block, right? That's everything about Mindy's listing. And then the very bottom is the lead form. So when I hit publish page now, it's going to say, are you sure? As soon as I click yes, this becomes a live thing on the internet that people can actually see and find. So when I hit yes, it's going to take a couple seconds, and then it will say it's done. Landing page was created, and it will go to the top, right? It'll be the most recent thing that you've created. And when I click on it, if it's teal, that means it is live. And in the world, if it's gray, that means it's dead. So you see the gray one is kind of whited out here, where when it's green, has the green light, that means it's active or that it's good. If I click on this now, you'll be able to see what this looks like actually on the internet. And here is the actual live landing page. So that is how you create a listing landing page.
Is it going on Facebook, or where's it going?
It goes wherever you want to put it now. So now with this link, you can take this link and put it anywhere you want. So this is a live link now. So if I just copy this, I can open another link or another window, put that in. I can put it on Facebook.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was talking so loud.
I could run an ad to it if I want. You can kind of do whatever you want to do here to bring it anywhere. If you click on the 3 dots on the right, you have a couple of different things you can do. Edit is going to bring me back into that little design lab so I can keep working on it. Change URLs if I want to try to shorten this, I can do that. Deactivate it, turns it gray and shuts it off so that it's not live to the world. And delete deletes it so that it's gone. So you can do any of those. And they'll just keep piling up here. So as many of them as you want to make, you can make. So that's the listing one. I'm going to go on to the next one. Any questions on the listing one? If not, I'm going to go on.
Mindy, do you mind if we use your listing?
Go for it. Everybody can, yeah, everyone could use that one. And I have one more that, are you doing another listing, or are you totally different?
No, we're going to do a different one. We're going to do,
okay.
We're going to do neighborhood snap yet.
I'll tell you guys afterwards.
You can put it
that
in
one
the
is
chat.
my permission.
If you want, Mindy, throw it in the chat. And then
okay.
Everybody has
okay,
it.
Thanks.
All right, so to do the next kind, we're going to do Market Snap next. On the top right, if I hit create a new site, again, we're going to go to standalone page, create page. And then it's going to take us back into this design wizard. And the only thing that we're going to change here is which piece of content that we use. So we always want the lead form. Anytime we do something, we want a lead form because we want to be able to capture. So I'm going to put lead form first again. And then for this one, we're going to do Market Snap. So I'm going to drop that up at the top there. And then again, I want it branded. So again, you're going to see it drops you in Barton Hills, which is like the greater downtown Austin kind of area. And it has my branding on the top because we've already customized that, and the lead form. So same exact thing as we did before. If we want to work on this, we're going to hit configure widgets to customize. And we can start at the top, branded header, whatever neighborhood we're going to. Mindy, that one you just gave me, what neighborhood was that in?
Boynton Beach.
What, like community?
Oh, Avalon Estates.
Okay, let's see if it finds that. No guarantee, but let's see if it finds that. So I'm going to try to do a neighborhood snap now for that neighborhood that she just did, Avalon Estates. So if I pick Avalon Estates, hit save and apply, it's going to put that as kind of like my title. And then when I go to the next piece, so when I go to 2 of 3, I'm going to try to find that. Mindy, do you know the zip?
Hold on. It is, hold on, sorry.
No problem.
Oh, here we go. 33437.
Yeah. All right, so we pick postal code and we put in 3347. And then what it will do, if you saw, I don't know if you were looking, but if you saw the neighborhood thing disappeared for a second, when you put in a new zip, it will then recognize all the neighborhoods that it has pre-built out in there. So there's no guarantee that every neighborhood you work or want to work is going to be in there, but you're going to get a big list of ones that are in here. So what we're going to do is you put that postal code in, we go to neighborhood, and then we're going to look and just see what there is that's actually in here. So if we don't find it in a second, I'm just going to pick a random one just so you see. These are all neighborhoods that are tied to the data on Nextdoor.
There it is.
So everybody knows, there we go, Avalon Estates. So if I click on Avalon Estates, I could title it Avalon Estates if I want to here instead. I obviously you don't want to do it, or ideally you don't want to do it both, but you're going to see Avalon Estates is going to come up here next to where it says neighborhood trends. If I hit save and apply, I'm going to give it a second and it's going to plug that in. And then the other thing we want to do is we want to do the lead form again. So interested, let's talk. Maybe we say looking in Avalon Estates.
That's cool.
When we do that, we'll hit save, and then we're going to publish this one, and then we'll go see what this looks like actually out in the world. So we publish that, and now again, the step 1 and step 3, the header and the lead form are the same. For every landing page you do, you really shouldn't be changing anything. Everything else we customize. So let's see how this one looks. So branded header at the top, market snap pictures here in the middle. So it kind of highlights that area. Again, these are not all perfect. It's how it's recognized by Nextdoor. So if it's wrong, something you want to do, honestly, is have a Nextdoor account, because you can kind of dispute these boundary lines. And they do actually update and fix and change them, because a lot of times you will see you know, a line for a neighborhood or something is just way off, and you guys are the ones that have the power to fix that. So you'll see there's 6 active listings in there, 1's pending, what are the average prices, all that kind of fun stuff. And it shows you the Google map of it, which is cool. And then you can have that branded landing page or branded lead form like we did. So that is a market snap. We're going to build one more before I let you guys go. We're going to do create a new site. As a standalone page, create page. And we're going to start the same way. So lead form again at the bottom. And then we're going to do the video option. So for those of you that are doing videos or like video, this is a great one. We're going to do video, drop it in, and then branded header, drop that in. And then we're going to do configure widgets again. So same exact order here, branded header. Just going to call it test video for now. Come on. Then we're going to go to the next one, number 2. And you have 2 options here. So I just want you to see this. I don't really, I could throw the command video or something in here. Test video, description. So you're going to write up whatever the description is for the video. This is whatever you want the public to see. So if it's come check out my new listing at 123 Main Street, great. So you have 2 options, a video URL or an upload of a video. So you can do either one of these. A video URL is if you're using something like YouTube or something like Vimeo or any of the popular video hosting channels. Whenever you create a video on there, it gives you a URL. It's usually like youtube.com/ and then like 10 or 12 letters and numbers. You can drop that right in there. Upload video is if you want to upload something right off your computer. So if I hit upload video and click to browse, I made a video for this class today, I think. So yeah, so I'm just going to use this one just so you get the idea. I hit open. It will upload this video right in. So it will kind of replace what's in there. You can see it says uploading there on the bottom. Let me give that a second. So personally, if it was me, I like using the YouTube channel, because if they start clicking through in the video or get lost or anything like that, and they end up at your YouTube channel, it's just another place to catch them. If you've ever read the Shift book by Gary Keller, my favorite chapter in that is called Catch Them in Your Web, which is basically all the things you need to do, or the different ways to kind of catch people with all of your different pieces of lead generation. So ideally, if they're on one of your things and they, you know, get off it somehow, we want to be able to capture them there as well. So if they're on your website or on your landing page, and then it sends you to them to your YouTube page, it's just another way that they have to see you. It's still uploading, but I don't want to sit and wait on this to upload. And then for section 3, you're going to do the same thing, lead gen landing page. So want to come to class, register below, whatever. See if this thing uploads in time here. Let me try one more time. If not, I'll just take you back to my test one when we publish it. But I don't know why that's not uploading, but when you finish this, so when you hit publish, what you're going to do is same thing as we've been doing. It'll take you back to all the landing pages. And here's the example of a video one. So again, it's branded header at the top, lead form at the bottom, and then just clickable video right in. So you can see this one is YouTube. It does the YouTube housing right on the bottom, and this is an actual embedded image right off of YouTube. And then it allows you to just kind of play through.
Welcome to Tierra del Rey.
Where you can work through the whole thing. So you kind of get the idea. So today we covered 3 different strategies on generating leads and using these things to generate leads. Any questions on any of the 3 style landing pages that we created before we wrap up? So any questions on listing landing pages? Any questions on market snap landing pages? Any questions on video landing pages?
I have a question on video.
Go ahead.
Are you using the Keller Williams video creation to make the videos from the pictures, or are you going out to do the videos?
You could if you want. I mean, for a house or a listing video, I would go out and actually shoot a video or get the video from your photographer or however you want to get it. But KW video, you could use. There's a couple basic templates on there still. When you get that file, then you want to either save it as an MP4 to upload or put it on YouTube anyway. So either one's good. If it's me, if it was a listing, I would always be going to shoot the video personally.
And we use those market snap videos that Command makes.
You could.
For?
Yep, good question. Yep, you could use one of those. If you have no idea what she's talking about, I'll show you here. But good question, because you could use one of those and then drop that in as the video. If you don't know what she's talking about, if you go into designs, you click the plus sign and you click on video, you can create these little videos for a neighborhood that you're working or that you want to work or that you want to farm. It's a little 1-minute video that they create for you. You don't have to do anything. And it shows you the prices and what's going on in the neighborhood and all that kind of stuff. So one thing with these videos is they are not dynamic; they're static, which means when you make one of those videos one time, all my notifications are crazy today. Sorry about that, guys. What's good and bad about that video is they're static. So when you make it one time, it stays one time. So if you saw in the beginning of that, it said March something, March 17th, I guess. You're stuck with that. It doesn't change the stats. So you can make that and do it and release it. And then if you want to do one another month or 2 months later, the numbers change. So you might have to do another one. But yeah, great idea. Anybody else? Questions on video or listing or market snap landing pages?
These landing pages, they don't go straight to your website, right? You have to add them if you wanted to.
They do not go to your website. If someone puts in the information, you get it as a new lead inside of Command. It comes in the new lead section, and it also will go to your Kelly.
Okay.
Good question. Anybody else?
YouTube channel. Can you tell a little bit more about that? How? Because I have videos, but I don't have YouTube channel. Is it easy?
Yeah.
To
So if you have a Gmail account, which you all do through KW, when you click on the 9 gray dots in the top side of Google, those are the YouTube or the Google Business apps. And one of those is YouTube. And when you go on there, it'll just give you the option to create a channel. And basically what that does, or what you're doing with that is it's a place to house all of your videos, right? So it allows you to put everything together all in one spot so that you have everything handy kind of in one area that you can keep. And if people are on there, you can always have the ability to, like at the end of every video, you could put, call me at this number, or here's my website or whatever, so that you have the ability to capture those leads in a different way. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world, only behind Google right now. So as you're making videos, it's a good idea to house them somewhere. And then also when you put them there, you don't have to keep them on your computer. So it kind of holds them in the cloud for you, which is cool.
Can you just repeat where did you say to go first from?
Yeah, so in Google, if you're in like Gmail or something, on the top
Yeah.
right side, there's 9 gray dots.
Okay.
Those are Google business apps. And when you click on there, everybody's is in a little different order. But when you click on them, you'll either see YouTube in the first 9, and if not, it'll say see more. And when you click see more, it'll take you to YouTube.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Anybody else? Any questions? There was some background noise, so I hit mute all there. But if anybody else has any questions, just unmute yourself and come on back on. All right. If not, we will pick this up again next Wednesday. We're going to do email, all the different features of mass email and how to generate leads through email next week. The week after, direct mail. The week after that, social posts and Facebook ads. Thank you all for being on. I appreciate you. Hope you have a good day. See you guys.
Thanks, Ryan. Bye.